Just wanna be alone with you. Just wanna be alone with you. Just wanna be alone with you. The same old thing that keeps me around. And if you wanna come around, baby, it's cool. And if you wanna fuck around, baby, I do. Just wanna be alone with you. With you. With you. With you. Just wanna be alone. What was your name again? I've seen so many of them come. Want me just play pretend? All your girls, they just wanna have fun. But it's the same old thing that we all see. Same old thing that keeps me keen. But I just wanna be alone with you. Just wanna be alone with you. The same old thing that keeps me around. If you wanna come around, baby, it's cool. And if you wanna fuck around, baby, I do. Just wanna be alone with you. With you. With you. With you. Just wanna be alone.
Hey, this is a quick voice check. Let me know in the live chat if you guys can hear me a-okay, if the music's too loud, if the music's too soft, etc, etc. We'll be beginning in 5 minutes. All right, let's get the show started. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. My name is Sean Dexter, and I welcome you back to the Mango live stream. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I certainly am having a relaxed day. I'm a bit tired today. Had a very hectic morning. It wasn't supposed to be. I was hoping to do this live stream a lot earlier. By the way, apologies to Randy. I did try to get this live stream early out for you, man, but I tried so hard, but in the end did not matter. Hopefully we can do the next live stream a lot earlier, but hey, with that, let's go ahead and get this one started. Let's have a great time today. Let's have a relaxed time. We'll be going over Bitcoin. We'll be going over altcoins. I'll be taking questions. I'll be taking requests. And hey, hopefully this live stream can be as constructive and helpful as the last one. I got a lot of PMs after the last live stream. A lot of people found that live stream extremely helpful. So I did also send out an email pointing the rest of you who did miss the last live stream to go ahead and watch that one. So if you did miss the last live stream, guys, I really recommend watching it after this one. With that though, let's go ahead and start with the chart. Let's start actually with the dashboard. And do I have it here? There we go. You guys can see it, but I can't see it just yet. And there we are. Okay, so what's going on? Bitcoin looking fantastic in its massive uptrend. Here we are looking at Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, and as we can see, Bitcoin has put in a higher low. This was the big higher low that Krisha was talking about during a vacation too, right? And hey, Krisha, you got your higher low, right over there. Now we've put in a higher high as well. What's interesting about this higher low though was that when it did come down, right, when we did see that higher low be put in place, even though, and this is not just Krisha, it was a lot of other people expecting that high low too, because we had a massive impulsive move all the way from around 29,000 to, well, 50,000. A high low was bound to show up at some point or the other, and no better time for it to show up than when we put in a high against that 4-day resistance level that we've been talking about for the longest time, right? We've been talking about that level, that breakdown point around $53,000 all the way since down here, right? I'd done a video specifically on a Bitcoin relief rally. Okay, it was a high probability play, not a certain play, but a high probability play nonetheless, that Bitcoin does see a relief move all the way up to that $50,000 level at the very least. The reason I was being cautious at the 50k level was because this was the major 4-day level breakdown point, and we did see some resistance there, okay? And then we came down and put in that high low. Now, even though everyone was expecting that higher low, they did not trade it as though it was going to be a high low, right? Because the markets throws emotional curveballs at all of us. Not just you, me too, it's Krisha as well. All of us, we all go through these emotions, and you gotta fight it. You gotta fight it and be like, okay, no, I'm gonna stick to my plan. I'm gonna stick to my plan. And our plan was to stay bullish as long as the monthly holds, right? You don't need to. And when I say stay bullish, guys, I'm referring to the fact that we're not going to flip into bears and start taking short trades, right? What we're going to do is at the most go cautious on our trades. You can hedge a little bit if you're seeing the signs, but going bearish was in my opinion not the right move. Okay, playing support and resistance, all okay. And in fact, support and resistance traders were the ones who were enjoying this entire range over here, right? Because you essentially got to trade, let me go ahead and draw it out for you guys. You got to trade the range from over here to the top. That was a good move. And then from the top to the bottom, and you take your profits, and then you trade it again, right? The range traders, however, we were waiting for this breakout right over here out of that 53, or rather trend traders were waiting for the breakout at $53,000. We finally got it, and now we've made our way to the next resistance level, guys, right over here at around $58,000 all the way to around $60,000, right? So that's where we're sitting at with Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin put in a weekly high low and now put in a weekly higher high, right? So here we have a low, high, higher low, and now we have a higher high. So Bitcoin looking fantastic. What else do we have going on over here? Well, for starters, let's go ahead and clear out the chart, and you can see right over here the top right hand corner, guys, Bitcoin dominance sitting at that 45 region. Right now it's pretty much gone sideways for the past day or so, but you can't ignore the fact that it has been on an uptrend, bouncing off that the lows from around the 40 region, right, the 40 index level that Bitcoin was sitting at, holding and bouncing, essentially all coins taking a beating against their Bitcoin values. This is what it's telling us over here. So keep an eye on this Bitcoin dominance index. We'll be taking a look at this chart over here. Dixie, what's it doing? Just as we expected, right? Went up and hit that 95 level. Everyone got excited, but nothing came out of it. It just hit it, stayed, went sideways for a bit, and now we're seeing a pullback, possibly coming down to the bottom of the range. You guys remember we talked about what we wanted Dixie to do. We'll go ahead and look at it in a bit as well, but let's go ahead and draw it out here. Oops, did I hit that right? So let's say Dixie was sitting at a range between 95 and 90. What we want Dixie to do is essentially come up to this level while Bitcoin looking strong, and that's essentially what we saw, right? Dixie was going up while Bitcoin was breaking major levels over here, right? The entire zone. So Dixie going up, Bitcoin going up as well, but now Dixie starts coming down, Bitcoin is going to have additional impulsive that's essentially going to act as a catalyst for Bitcoin to have that additional move towards the upside, possibly breaking its high. So let's keep an eye on Dixie as well. We want to see Bitcoin dominance tick up. We want to see Dixie tick down. That's going to be the perfect recipe for Bitcoin breaking its highs. US 30 years, 30-year yields coming down a bit. So the long end of the bond market definitely catching a bid, and we're seeing the US 10-year yields come down as well. So definitely interesting. We'll go ahead and check out all of those charts today. So the bond market essentially doing what? Okay, so another one of the forecasts. I don't want to say predictions, I want to say forecasts, because we can always be wrong. What we're expecting the bond market to do is essentially posture one way, posture the other way, posture one way, posture the other way, while the Fed essentially wants bondholders to hold on to their bonds long enough for the entire decade to get inflated away, right? So the Fed is going to make bondholders think that, hey, don't worry, you're not going to get inflated away of your purchasing power, all the while doing just that. Okay, so far we're seeing that unfold. So any questions though, guys, before we get on over to the charts? What I want to do is I want to start with the Bitcoin chart. Okay, I want to go over the key levels that we've been looking at over here, the mango levels. Remember what our goal is over the charts all the time, but instead you put on trades that allow you to spend time with your family while still catching the big gains. Because if you're staring at the chart all the time, if you're just like all the time obsessing over every single freaking candle, how do you do what you want to do in your life? How do you spend the time you want to spend in your life? How are your loved ones gonna be able to know anything about you? Journey before destination, guys. Journey before destination. That's the mango way, and that's why we focus on the higher time frames. So with that, any questions before we switch to the charts? So we'll be coming back to the dashboard, by the way, right after we go over Bitcoin dominance, and the US 10-year yields. We'll come back to the dashboard. Hey Philippe, how's it going? Good to see Philippe in here. Krisha's in here, the beautiful, the gorgeous, the love of my life. My cute heart, Krisha, she's in here. Good to see you in here, Krisha. Alvaro Sanchez, I'm so glad you woke up for this live stream. Buddy, Ken Brown, how's it going? He says he can't sleep. Hey man, it's mango time, so you shouldn't be asleep either way. It's good morning time. Ashok is in here as well. Murali is in here. Ben Tai, let's go. He says 600k indeed. Paul is in here as well. Ooh, we have everyone in here. Who else? XRP My Pants is in here as well. Hey man, I'm hoping in today's stream you talk about something other than XRP. We'll go ahead and check out XRP too though. There's probably some opportunity or the other on XRP, either to the upside or the downside. Who else do we have in here? Who else? Gerardo, how's it going, bud? Yes, Bitcoin indeed. Irvin, how's it going, my man? Ajesh, hey Ajesh. Stan is in here. Oh my god, Stan, you made it to the stream. Man, it's been so long. Stan the man, how are you, bud? I did see you PM me. I have to read your PM and get back to you. So apologies for not being able to do that just yet. It was a very busy day for me. AJ is in here too and he can't sleep. Ooh, that's awesome. Guys, you gotta wake up Randy. Alright, so let's get started with the chart right over here. Is the dashboard thingy too big in the corner? Is the chat too big? Do you guys need the chat on here or can I just remove it? Let's just hide it for now. How's it going, Julian? Good morning to you, and across Canada's in here as well. That's awesome. It's so good to see you guys. It's been so long. I mean, not Julian. Julian's here every time, which is why I love this guy. It's been a while across Canada. Garima's in here. Garima, how are ya? How are ya? Alright, so right over here, okay, so I'm looking at the 12-bar mango vine. You guys don't have access to the vine. Well, some of you do, but yeah, I wasn't going to show this to you guys. Essentially, it's green, right? That's all you need to know. Mango vine is green. I'm waiting for the vine to come down a bit lower to add to my position. I did add on this impulsive move, or rather this thrust towards the downside over here. It did also line up with the dynamic on the daily. I can go ahead and show it to you guys quickly. I don't want you guys to be paying too much attention to this though, but we had this move down to the buy op right over here at around 54,300. I didn't get my bid at around 54,000. I just bought it around 55k. Like, I'm not going to be nitpicking over here because I am looking for that bigger move that we talked about. But I was like, hey, it's close enough to the buy op. That's good enough for me. It could come down, touch the actual dynamic as well, but I'm not going to nitpick because this is really just confluence coming off from, well, the 4-day level and the weekly zone that we've been talking about since, I think, last week, right? Last week we drew out these levels right over here. Nothing changed. This is the mango way, guys. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Nada. This is how simple you guys can keep your trading. As simple as this, right? And look at that. We broke above. We had the continuation to the top of the middle of the zone, right? So what am I talking about? Well, essentially, you take the bottom of your zone, take the top of your zone, and you can go ahead and mark out a middle, right? And we can go ahead and draw a horizontal right over there. Let's say we do this. So now you can trade above it and underneath it. Now, I want to keep my chart simple, so I don't want to do that. Or rather, I'm going to remove that line. But I did look to trade that, in that when we did dip underneath that level and we came up against the dynamic, the daily dynamic right over there, it was close enough to the daily dynamic as well as this 4-day horizontal that we are looking at, that we marked out during the weekend, coming at $53,000. It was also the breakdown point that we've been talking about for months now, right? Ever since over here, we've been talking about this 53k breakdown level. Well, we broke it to the upside, and any retest was going to be a buy opportunity. I said that specifically to you guys. Okay, now it's just an opportunity, it's just a probability, nothing's a certainty. And with that, well, we look for this to continue, we look to buy that, and we have a clear invalidation point in that if we do break the zone towards the downside on the 4-day level, we can simply exit that portion of our trend trade, right? For now though, it's looking good. We are seeing it being picked up. We are seeing that level be respected. So we can go over these levels one more time. 4-day level at around 53k, the weekly level at around 51.6k towards the upside. I had marked out a, oops, apologies for that, I just hit my mic. I had marked out a zone for you guys. Let's go ahead and do that again. So you know what, guys, let's do something a bit more different. What I want to do, I'll mark out this level on the 4-day, but I want to mark out a confluence level between the weekly and the monthly now, because we have reclaimed major 4-day levels. I do think that the weekly and the monthly are going to see some action. So let's go on over to the weekly level. I think, okay, the weekly is right over here, coming in at around 59k. All right, 59k. Now let's go ahead and mark out what the monthly level is coming in at, and that's pretty much right over there too. We can mark out a zone. Okay, so we're going to see some action over here, guys. All right, we're going to see the bulls and the bears fight at the zone right over here. Okay, now it doesn't look like much when you're looking at the monthly. Remember, the monthly is what set our bullish bias. Okay, as soon as we got this candle over here, you guys have no idea how much shit I got on the YouTube comments from a few people. There weren't many, but a few people who were just at it over and over again, man. I had to like facepalm, I had to like ignore the comments because I didn't want to like cause any, like, you know, you don't want to get into arguments with people you don't even know. But people say, oh, you can't get bullish here, it is stupid, it's irresponsible, you're causing people damage, blah blah blah. And the thing is, guys, we just follow our rules, right? At Mango, we don't try to overcomplicate things, we don't try to outsmart the market, right? We just follow our rules. And we saw this monthly close, we took out the previous monthly high, we held the monthly dynamic, even though there were 2 months, we can say 3 months actually, where we're living underneath the dynamic. You guys, okay, what I want all of you guys to do, is picture what these candles look like when they weren't wicks. When this wasn't a wick, but instead the candle was red. This entire candle was red, right? It looked ugly. You were living underneath the dynamic, but it got supported. Again over here, ugly. You were living underneath. There was a full red candle underneath. It looked like it was breaking. It was gonna all go to hell. But we didn't do that, guys. We closed above. And then again we did it 3 months in a row, right? And not only did we close above on this month of July, but we took out the high. We closed above the high. It's just too good. You can't be bearish on that. Just can't, right? So now we're seeing the continuation, and we're in a similar situation now. If we do take out these highs over here, if we see a monthly candle close above this zone, guys, get ready for a massive move. Because if you zoom out, right, we are going to be in position because we are Mango. We kept it easy, we kept it stress free, and this is going to start trending on the monthly time frame. Does that make sense? Hey Michael, how's it going, buddy? How's it going? Ooh, the music. The music. There we go. All right, so with that now, let's go ahead and I wanted to go over some of the lower time frames with you guys, essentially depicting how, well, you can get chopped out. And if you are playing the lower time frames, you need to be able to get back into your trade as soon as you do get chopped out, right? So if you insist on playing the 4-hour time frame, and let's say you're playing against a 4-hour dynamic, right, and then you exit over here, let's say you exit over here, right, this entire zone, your trading strategy says, okay, I see two 4-hour candle closes underneath the dynamic. Well, that same idea now that got you out of your trade because you got invalidated has now triggered you back into the trade, right? So keep that in mind. Don't forget that if you get out of a trade, you have to get back in once your invalidation is invalidated. Oh, right. So we marked out our levels on the monthly time frame, but I didn't show it to you guys on the 4-day time, against the 4-day time frame, right? So this is essentially what it's going to look like now. If you start seeing 4-day candle closes above this zone over here, which lines up with your weekly zone and your monthly zone, and these candle closes over here on your 4-day as well, right? So you start seeing multiple 4-day candle closes over here above the zone. We'll be looking for a move at the very least to $63,000, taking out the highs at 65K, but eventually I'll be looking for much bigger moves into the 90,000, maybe even $100,000. But the $100,000 level by end of year is kind of becoming a meme, and I don't want us to get too hung up on it as a community, because it is really irrelevant whether Bitcoin gets there by December or Jan, right? Imagine the community being so disappointed in the fact that Bitcoin didn't get there by December, right? It's just you're just setting yourself up for failure. Everything to lose, nothing to gain. Don't want to bet against time ever. I don't want to say ever. There are times where you could. Hey Mason, how's it going, man? So we looked at the 4-day, we looked at the weekly, we looked at the monthly. Let's go through the Ichimoku on the weekly real quick, see what's going on over there. Okay, so bouncing off the Tenkin shooting up aggressively now, Kijun still flatlining, Cloud still green. Ichimoku on the weekly is looking fantastic. What about the 4-day? Let's not forget we have the 4-day bullish TK cross above the cloud under equilibrium. Price looking great over here, essentially putting in a trend continuation with a TK cross over here while we're coming up against a high. This is a recipe for a massive move, guys. We talked about how historically the last time we had a bullish double TK cross above the cloud like this, right? After crossing bearish, then price pulling back onto the cloud, getting defended and crossing bullish again, being close to the cloud, above the Tenkin and the Kijun. This is a picture perfect recipe for a big move, right? We don't know how big, of course. We never try to call tops or bottoms, but the last time this did happen, we can go ahead and show it to you guys really quickly for those of you who missed it. It was all the way back when Bitcoin, this is the BLX, by the way. It has more price history, so it's easier to show. It was all the way when Bitcoin is sitting somewhere around here, guys. The 4-day bullish TK cross, and this was, by the way, preceded by a 3-day bullish TK cross. Okay, a double bullish TK cross, by the way. I want to be very specific on what I'm saying over here. It's a 3-day bullish TK cross with price being in equilibrium, price close to the Tenkin, close to the Kijun, close to the cloud, right? Last time we got this was around here, $600 Bitcoin, and Bitcoin just kept going and going and going. Did we have pullbacks? Did we have hard pullbacks? Yes, we did, of course, and we're going to have them again. So you have to prepare yourself for that volatility. Prepare, guys, prepare. Like the great philosopher Scar once said, be prepared. So that was a 3,000% move, guys. But on the way, we did have massive pullbacks that were all opportunity. 40% pullback over here, another big pullback right over here. That was another 30%. This time around over here, we had a 35% pullback, right? Each time there are 35% pullbacks on this, 40% on this one, right? We are all the way up to 5,000, pullback to freaking $2,500, right? And then of course this pullback just kept pulling and pulling and pulling back. So all of this is to say, guys, yes, there's massive opportunity. There's a potential 1,000% move from over here, right? But if you start trading on massive leverage, keep in mind that even a 3x leverage could liquidate you if you are not careful. if you are really gunning for a 1000% move, if you're trading for a 1000% move, okay, your leverage does not need to be anything more than 1.5x for that. Like, why even have leverage, right? You just go 1x leverage and you'll be fine, right? You're trading for 1000% move. Now, if you're trading for the smaller moves, like a quick move, like a 20% move, 15% move, yeah, by all means, use leverage to your advantage. But keep in mind that if you want to stay in, if you want to survive these kind of drops, and they happen while you're at work, spending time with your loved ones, on vacation, etc., you cannot have a high leverage position opened up and then you leave on vacation. It does not make sense. You're gonna lose your Bitcoin. All right, so yeah, guys, 4-day TK cross. Last time it happened was all the way at $600. Took us to $20,000. That was a 3,000% move. Let's say we do even half of that this time around. What happens if we see a 1,500% move from somewhere around here? That would be... Do I have enough space? Oh, this time I do. Okay, there we go, guys. That would be 9. What? Why does this number keep increasing? I swear to God, it was 600. Okay, wait. It was $600,000 when we did the 3-day TK cross. The 4-day TK cross is a little bit more drastic, but the volatility will get insane, guys. I remember people laughing at me or rather scoffing at me. I don't want to use the word laughing. When around this region over here, all these levels over here, by the way, was when Bitcoin was sitting. We drew them in when Bitcoin was sitting around 9,000, 10,000, and I was telling people, be ready, be careful, don't miss out on this big trade opportunity coming. Bitcoin is going to reach levels where we will see Bitcoin drop down the current price of Bitcoin, okay? The current price of Bitcoin, which was 10,000-ish. We are going to see Bitcoin move down that price in a matter of days, right? So I'm going to try to reiterate what I was trying to explain back then. I was trying to say that Bitcoin's going to get to numbers like 50k, which seemed ridiculous back then, by the way, 50k to 60k. I didn't say 60, I said around 50k though, right? It was easier to say. I had essentially said that Bitcoin will dump its current value, its total value, which was sitting around 10,000. It's going to dump around 10,000 a day or two. In a single day or two, it could dump down 10,000. And people scoffed at me for that, but that's exactly what we saw. Now I want you guys to extrapolate that onto what Bitcoin is currently doing. And keep in mind that we are going to see Bitcoin dump around $50,000 in a single day. Just try and wrap your minds around that. Around a day or two, or perhaps it may take a week, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see $50,000 moves on Bitcoin within a single day when the cycle tops out at the end. So get ready for that. Get ready for that mindset and plan for it. Plan emotionally for it, because it's not going to be easy. Because let's say Bitcoin's sitting somewhere around here, right? Now Bitcoin could get here this cycle, next cycle, I don't know, maybe never gets there, but let's say it does get there. Let's say it does get there. Okay. Would it surprise you to see a 20% pullback? Well, guess what, guys? A 20% pullback is apparently $71,000 per Bitcoin. It's gonna drop more value than the price it's even reached right now. So start forward thinking with your psychology and get ready. All right, back on over to Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing on the lower time frames here. Ooh, bouncing off that 100, 200, the 1 hour 200 moving average perfectly over here, accumulating that entire zone. I think this lined up with the daily dynamic level too, right? Yeah, it did. Right over there. Let's go pull it up. Yep. So that kind of confluence, you can use all your time frames together to essentially find some really good trades. Saw the impulsive move towards the upside, made a new high, but again, I'm not letting that phase me too much, because I'm looking for those levels towards the upside break, because we're approaching now some key levels on the 4-day, on the weekly, on the monthly level, and allowing the lower time frames to get you FOMOing into trades too much is going to cost you, right? It's going to cost you. You don't want to be buying too close to resistance. However, me as a trader, as a trend trader, what I am doing is I am buying the pullbacks, right? I'm pullbacks into key levels. Daily dynamic 4-day major level clearly was a very easy level to base my trade off, and now we're seeing that lined up with the 1 hour 200 moving average as well, right? So when you see the confluence across multiple time frames, essentially what you guys are seeing is multiple traders who are trading all those time frames all coming together with that bias saying, hey, this is a buy for me, this is a buy for me, this is a buy for me. They're all saying that across time frames, and then you see the big move. Alvaro says, I'm starting to think to change my portfolio to 90% Bitcoin and 10% alts. Well, that's a decision you're gonna have to make, man, because let's go ahead and take at altcoins. Actually, let's take a look at altcoins. Let's start with the weekly, because someone did say something about altcoins at the beginning of the stream.
When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on them. That's not what I'm
I'm trying to find the chat. Someone said that they are getting ready for an altcoin bounce, and I'm not so sure about that, because the last I checked, Bitcoin dominance inverted, of course. Yeah, right over here. I'm looking at it against the 4-day time frame, right? And so, guys, this is the Bitcoin dominance chart inverted, which is essentially altcoin dominance, right? And now, while it's not looking all that bad, I don't want to sound doomsday-ish, we are losing key levels, right? We put in a double top. Okay, and this key horizontal over here, which was essentially the breakout of this inverted Adam and Eve that did see continuation back towards the top of the range, right? This was a great breakout, also look great over here, and this could have broken towards the upside. We didn't see the break towards the upside. Instead, we put in a double top in there, okay, and then broke down and broke that key neckline again. This neckline that we had reclaimed towards the upside, all coins essentially lost it again. Now they're currently retesting it. If we retest it and see a rejection, let's say we take out this low over here, this low here, right? We take out that low, I'll be looking for alts to dump further against Bitcoin. Now remember, this can happen through multiple ways. It could happen through altcoins just seeing weakness and money flowing from alts into Bitcoin, or Bitcoin just seeing more money enter through external sources from outside of the market. So yeah, you want to be optimizing for the strength in the market, and at the moment altcoins are looking a bit shaky. We could see some relief bounces, of course, but I think the relief is likely going to be sold into. That's how I'm trading it. What do you guys think? Insidium says, looks like a cat draw some whiskers. I'm tempted to. I'm not going to embarrass myself with my horrendous drawing skills. Julian says, yes, even by March 2018, I didn't realize the bull market was over. So still hell odds. Yeah, and we're going to see those kind of mistakes in the rest of the market participants this time around too, because altcoins are going to, there's going to be that hope, you know, because also going to run hard right after Bitcoin. And they're going to dump hard too right after Bitcoin. And people are going to be buying those dips thinking that this is my opportunity because I missed out. Because when you see coins like Cardano, let's say Cardano gets to like $10, right? When new participants see that and then they see it dip down to $5, they're going to be like, this is my opportunity because it's going to go back to 10. But then it's going to put in another low high at $6, $7, and then dump back down to $3, and they'll buy more thinking this is it, because it did go up high last time. They got that temporary reward, right? They were rewarded temporarily, but they held, and now they'll buy again, right? So let's find let's talk about the psychology of what goes on with these lower highs, right? Let's say you have a massive impulsive move. Cardano goes to like $10, $20. I don't know, man. I have no idea. I know nothing about Cardano, by the way. I'm just using it as an example. And then it dumps aggressively, right? And comes down to $5. Okay, they're like, this is my chance, I'll buy. And then it bounces and they feel like geniuses, right? That emotion that triggers in the brain, you get rewarded with dopamine. Dopamine actually gets released, right? Actually gets released in your brain. It's the feeling is literally the same feeling that morphine addicts and cocaine addicts go through. It's ridiculous. The markets can be dangerous, man, very dangerous. That's why you see people lose everything because of this phenomenon. So they see this, right? They feel really good, but then price starts dumping again and takes out the low. Now, because of this feeling that they had over here, right? They feel like geniuses and they want to buy the next low, right? They're like, this time it's going to keep going and it's going to take out the high over here at $10, right? And again, they get rewarded for it. And they're feeling really, really good. But again, it dumps, right? But now they've been rewarded twice and they're not realizing what's happening. They don't, because we're not talking about us over here. We're not talking about traders like you and me who understand that, hey, we're in a downtrend, things aren't looking good, we're breaking key levels. They know none of that, okay? They know none of that. They are being psychologically rewarded. Dopamine is hitting their freaking heads. You guys, L-Dopa, okay, was a chemical used to treat, I believe, Alzheimer's patients in the 1960s, 1970s, and they found that these patients showed extreme signs after being treated with L-Dopa. It showed extreme signs of gambling and addictive gambling behavior after being treated. And this is the same chemical that is naturally being released by our brains during these moments. So again, understand your physiology, guys, to be able to understand how to combat your own physiology, because you need to be combating yourself. Anyways, so now they buy again, right? And this keeps going until a massive, until like somewhere around here, they realize, wait, what the hell is going on? My average buy is getting lower and lower, yes, but my losses are increasing and increasing, right? So they're looking, they think, oh, I'll just DCA. You know why they're saying this, by the way? I'll just DCA because they are talking to all their friends who DCA'd on the way up in a bull market, right? So I love to DCA, by the way. I love to DCA, but I only DCA while price is going up. I'll buy higher and higher and higher while price is going up. I'll DCA all the way to freaking $1 million Bitcoin. But as soon as I start seeing lower highs and lower lows, I'm not DCAing, I'm selling, right? I'm not dollar cost averaging, I'm selling cost averaging, if that's even a freaking term. You're getting dumped on by trend traders. That's what ends up happening while new participants are DCing themselves into financial death. The trend traders would have been out way before then, but the big bags, like the people who cannot sell in one big hit, they'll be selling on to you this entire time. And every low high, they'll be selling on to the people who are buying here and thinking like they're geniuses. But it's a lot more nuanced, of course. And if you guys are in the C program, I urge you to go ahead and revisit the institutional order flow module and combine it with this idea over here. Okay, now we've added another element where we're talking about amateur traders who are feeling good about their buys, right? So does this make sense to you guys, right? I think it does. I think a lot of you guys can relate to it. We've all been through this. We've all been new traders. We've all been amateur traders. We all start off as amateurs and we all make these mistakes. And now you know why you're making this mistake. Now you know why at the end of it all, you're thinking, damn, I've DCA'd, right? So my average cost has come down. My average cost in Cardano, for example, is now sitting at, instead of sitting at $5, it's sitting at $3, right? But your loss has increased to like $500,000, $200,000, depending on how much you put in, right? So just be very, very careful, guys. Very, very careful. Don't DCA on the way down. DCA on the way up. Hell is a cookie aisle, indeed. Indeed, well said, Paul. Shane Walter says, what's Bitcoin? Bitcoin's the big daddy of the market, man. All right, so we talked about Bitcoin. We talked about Bitcoin dominance. I do want to go through the 10-year yields real quick for you guys. I know you guys are probably thinking, what is this? It doesn't matter, Sean. Show something that matters. This matters. This is everything. So keep an eye on this. We are seeing resistance at this level over here. Yeah, this does make sense, right? But yeah. Yields having a really nice rally, but bonds clearly catching a bid, pulling back. Interesting. Jesus, cloud turning green again. Last time the cloud, the Ichimoku turned green on the 10-year yields, we had a massive rally. Like if we start seeing this continue, so inflation expectations are I need to make a separate video on just this, on what might be happening. That might be reflecting in the Bitcoin price too, by the way, because remember, Bitcoin is essentially a hedge against sovereign default, right? And if we start seeing interest rates go up way too high, governments are going to have to step in and pin those interest rates down, and the way they do that is by essentially buying bonds, right? By buying bonds, yields start coming down, right? And they can't afford for that to happen. They can't afford for yields to start coming up. So what they're going to do is buy bonds to keep the interest rates at a certain range, right? So they wanted to essentially be oscillating between, let's say, 2% and 1.3%. They don't want it too low either, because then bondholders are going to be thinking, hey, why am I holding this when inflation, like what the CPI print came in at around 5.5%? Kusha, you said this morning. So inflation, like I'm not certain, but that's what Kusha mentioned to me earlier this morning. I had a really busy morning, but when we start seeing that happen, when bondholders start seeing that happen over and over again, the Fed is not going to get away with that idea that, hey, things are transitory, right? They're going to have to start changing that narrative. And at the moment, if bondholders start feeling anxious about holding bonds, because you guys need to understand, if inflation is at 5%, and they are getting only 1.5%, they are getting deflated out of their purchasing power, right? Or rather inflated out of their purchasing power. Their buying power is getting deflated. So they're going to start selling. And if they start selling bonds, yields are going to start going up, right? And the Fed is going to have to come in and step in and buy even more bonds, and that's more money printing. And when you start seeing more money printing, in combination with people doing it because there's inflation around the corner, or rather they're scared of inflation, that's where Bitcoin comes in, right? Bitcoin is a hedge against that. So yeah, don't ignore what's going on in the macro situation, guys, because at the end of the day, Bitcoin is literally for all of you to be able to protect yourselves against your consistently degrading buying power. You're consistently degrading buying power. We're all going through it. Okay, we're all going through it. If you're getting paid, let's say $100,000, in your annual salary, right? It's not really worth $100,000 anymore, and every single month that passes by, it's worth less and less. You could literally say that every year now, you are losing 20% of your buying power. So your $100,000 is not 100 anymore; it is $80,000. Okay, and then the year after that, it's not $80,000 anymore; it's $64,000, right, and so forth. Like in 2 years, you've literally lost almost half of your purchasing power, or your buying power. So you need to protect that. You all need to protect that. So keep an eye on all of this, because you're going to feel very poor, even though it's not going to be people's fault around you. You're going to start blaming them. You're going to oh, they bid up the housing prices, immigrants came in and did this, the Chinese came in and did that, the Syrians came in and did that. Like, you're going to start blaming everyone around you when the governments are literally the ones that are burning your purchasing power. So watch this, guys, watch this. Take responsibility and protect your wealth, protect your buying power. That's what Bitcoin does, by the way. Ethereum has its own use case, Cardano has its own use case, but Bitcoin has one big, massive purpose in this world right now, and that is to protect us. Okay, so we've gone over Bitcoin. We've gone over the 10-year yields. Is there anything else I want to go over on this? Let's go look at SPY. I have it over here on tab actually. So yeah, SPY doing what we wanted to do, right? It's a good sign. Remember what we talked about. People are getting really excited that SPY was going down and Bitcoin was going up, and yeah, that was cool to see, but we'd rather be in a market environment where SPY is going up and Bitcoin is going up too. Why? Because hey, when everyone's feeling bullish, people are going to allocate even more money into riskier assets, and Bitcoin is still a risk asset, no matter what people would like to say, until you start seeing everyone around you, your mom, your dad, your grandmom, all say, yeah, I'm feeling really scared, I'm going to be buying Bitcoin, right? When you start seeing everyone say that, Bitcoin is a risk asset. So you want people to be putting on risk, you want people to want to feel the need to put on risk, and that's going to be dictated by real estate prices going up and equity prices going up. So we saw Bitcoin catch a bid on the bottom of the weekly dynamic over and over again. The 4-day is also holding, right? Really well actually. So we've not even seen a single 4-day candle close underneath it since the COVID dump. Damn. So not a single 4-day candle closed underneath SPY since the COVID dump. That's actually really impressive. That's actually this is a really strong chart, guys. This is a really strong chart. So can't get bearish on this, man. Period. Like, the dynamic though is thinning out, right? And this does indicate a volatile move coming soon, either to the upside or to the downside. So if we do start breaking, I believe around 450-ish, 445. Let's put a horizontal there, somewhere around here, this high. I'll be expecting a big move towards the upside. We're likely, at the very least, going to test the highs, but I think we're likely going to take out the highs. Might see 470, 480. Yeah, so 470ish to 480ish. I'll be definitely looking for that if if SPY starts taking out these highs over at around 445ish. But we've not done it just yet, so this could end up being a bear flag. Keep that in mind. I'm breaking down. This being the lower high probably on the daily time frame. So if we do start seeing candles close underneath 428, 4-day candle closes under 428, look for a big downside move. Okay, so this end of year is going to be really interesting for the markets. Really interesting, guys. Really interesting. Let's get daily. Yeah, daily essentially saying need to take out this level here on the dynamic around 440-ish. Until then, still consolidating. Bears were not able to pull in that continuation they wanted, eh? But if we do start taking out this candle here at around 426 and the lows, boom. After learning TA only on the crypto chart, SPY looks changed because SPY is literally the definition of up only. Julian says, I was talking, evangelizing to my friends about crypto and the money printing, inflation last weekend, and it was shocking to see how quite normal people are, totally unplugged from macro. Yeah. What's going to happen, Julian, is they're going to see housing prices skyrocket. They're going to see gas prices skyrocket. They're going to see all of these prices skyrocket, and they're only going to be blaming the things that don't matter as much instead of really talking about the inflation of the money supply. Like even at the moment in Canada, people are talking about housing prices skyrocketing, but they're blaming the immigration problem. They're saying, oh, Canada's bringing in too many immigrants, and maybe they are. Maybe I don't know, but at the end of the day, people are just flooding into real estate because they're trying to protect their wealth, man. The smart money is trying to protect wealth. We have hedge funds. We have massive corporations and hedge funds just buying out properties. They are using real estate as the same way we use Bitcoin. Bitcoin is our digital real estate, right? Well, hedge funds are actually just going out and buying. They're trying to protect their wealth, and they're doing that, right? They're bidding up these prices. But yeah, people are going to feel pain because they're being complacent. Too many immigrants is still the government's fault either way. It already started here in Canada. Indeed, Gina, I'm following the Canada situation really well because, hey, I'm from Canada myself, right? And it's really painful to see a lot of my friends approaching a state of depression because of what's happening in Canada. It's sad to see. You know the issue with immigration, and this may sound a little bit controversial, right? I should not be talking about this either way. I'm an immigrant, by the way. I immigrated to Canada, of course, but and this is my opinion. Okay, and everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I just think that if you are immigrating to another country, you should give that country's culture a chance, right? Like, how about again? This is completely anecdotal. I don't know, but when I came to Canada, I had a lot of social pressure. To join enclaves, and I kept resisting that. And I was so so glad I did. I was so glad I did. Like, people would stick to their cultural groups of friends, and they would not they wouldn't want to like converse with people from other cultures, or there was some kind of segregation for some reason or the other, and I just wasn't with that. So yeah, my best friend's Vietnamese. Actually, we have a group of friends, Jamaican, the 5 of us best friends, Jamaican, Tunisian, Romanian, and Vietnamese. Right? We're all from around the world, and we learned so much from like just getting to know people from other parts of the world, man. And so, like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All I'm trying to say is, don't go to another country and try to copy paste your country in that country, right? That's what I'm saying. But now I'm gonna piss off a lot of people. So, like, don't get me wrong, man. I love. Oh God, I'm gonna get so much hate for this. Montreal here is so bad, I feel there. Montreal is bad too, eh? That's interesting. No, Alvaro. That is not us. So Alvaro says, quick question, got an automated reply on a past video comment saying, message me, let me introduce you to a life. So no, every video that Krisha does, in fact, starts off with, we will never message you in regards to anything, right? Be very careful of people pretending to be Mango Research. Yeah. No, that's not us. We'll not message you in regards to any investment opportunities. We will never ask you for your money so that we can like, people have come and offered me like a lot of their money to trade it for them, and I've always said no. So I'm definitely not going to come up to you and ask you for your money. So no, that's not us. If you want to get in touch with either me or Krisha or anyone from the Mango team, contact us directly through, you can find us directly through Discord. By the way, you can find us on Discord at themangoway.com/discord, right? So Krisha, could you post oh, she did also join the Discord channel. Yeah, there you go. Hit the likes, by the way, guys. There's around 92 of you over here, and only, oh, this is actually 50 likes. Expecting way less. Insinium says, honestly, that's the perspective that most people have. There's just a vocal minority that will hate you. Well said. Yeah, they are vocal minority, and the thing is, right, being a loud voice seems to trump everything in this world at the moment. Oof, Bitcoin coming down. Okay, so it lost this level again. Okay, so now might come down to the bottom of the range, but the 4 has lost it too. Okay. Yeah, this could come down here. Yeah, 12 never closed above it. Stan says, totally agree with you, Sean, about immigrants. I'm an immigrant in Spain, love this country, fully respect people and their culture, and I'm getting the same return. Yeah, there you go, man. I think that's the approach we should, that should be the narrative, right? That narrative isn't strong enough in that we should all try to, really, when we talk about being multicultural, let's really be multicultural, right? There's really no point in going to a country and taking over a town and saying this town is a Spanish only town, or a brown person only town, or black only town, or whatever, man. I don't even know how any of that works, but we tend to put ourselves into enclaves, and then of course the people from the country are going to get annoyed, right? They're going to be like, what happened to my city? What happened to my neighborhood? Gina Bobina says, I love it. Personally, it's mostly just the older French people causing issues here. Are you talking about the multiculturalism, or Montreal seemed fine to me. Montreal was awesome. I loved Montreal. Quebec City though, I had some interesting experiences with Krisha in Quebec City, I'll tell you that. Oh, but it's so gorgeous. That's so gorgeous. Okay, so XRP says, Paul says, let's go check out XRP. It's still stuck in this range, Paul. So wait, he said something though. I'd like to see your analysis of XRP. There's a TK cross happening at the moment on the 3-day chart. Interesting descending trend line also looming just above the price on the 2-day. Ooh, the 3-day does look. It needs to retake this though, right? So the TK cross is being tested at the moment, so it needs to reclaim the TK, or rather it needs to reclaim the Tenkin and the Kijun. At the moment, this is a bear cross still, until we actually, it's rather the Kijun is still above the Tenkin until we actually claim the Tenkin and the Kijun. Price claims the Tenkin and the Kijun. When I say we, I'm referring to price. So yeah, this looks good though. Cloud is green too. This is likely, with Bitcoin space, this is likely going to break towards the upside, right? As long as Bitcoin breaks towards the upside. But keep in mind, Bitcoin's also at resistance. I'll be looking at XRP BTC to get a better idea whether this wants to have the momentum to outpace Bitcoin. Otherwise, you're just putting on risk without actually having much reward. Daily is against Kijun resistance as well. The 2-day is against Tenkin resistance as well. The weekly is bouncing. Okay, the weekly is bouncing off the Kijun. We did have a bearish TK cross. So Cloud is also, the weekly has the opposite going for you in every other way, right? XRP is not making it easy. So you're above the Tenkin and the Kijun, but you have a bear cross, and the Cloud is red. So I would just wait for this to break above $1.30 on the weekly. Personally, you're gonna miss out on some of the move, but I'll tell you what's going on. The problem with Canada, guys. Canada, right, has a, and this is why I left Canada. Even though I was in a really good position in Canada compared to all my peers, I just wanted better from life. So, Canada has two major markets where you can possibly make money, right? The equities market, just like much like America, much like the United States, you have the equity markets and you have the real estate market. Okay, the bond market, you're not going to make money. Okay, unless you are a massive fund and you're trading on leverage, unless you're a DAL, you're not going to make money in the bond market. And the opportunity to make money in the bond market died even for hedge funds a long time ago. So you pretty much have only equities and real estate. The equity markets are doing nothing. Okay, TSX is doing nothing in Canada. Like, there's nothing, just a waste of opportunity. Your money's not doing nothing, probably is going down. I haven't even checked the chart in the longest time, but I'm pretty sure it's doing nothing. The real estate is then people's only other option, right? When your equity market is not doing well, you're gonna find this, by the way, guys. When you evaluate countries, right, more often than not, you're going to see that if the equity market is not doing well, money is instead going to flow into real estate, right? Why? Because the smart money knows that governments are irresponsible with their money printing, and because there's a currency war between countries globally, right? The smart money has to protect their purchasing power. They have to protect their wealth. They have to protect their buying power. So you got to put it somewhere. You either buy equities to do that, or you buy real estate to do that. So what's happening in Canada is money is going to real estate because equities are shit. Okay, now real estate has a lot of advantages. Okay, a lot of advantages that we'll talk about. But the problem is that you need that down payment, right, to be able to take advantage of those advantages. Okay, the biggest advantage with real estate is that you essentially get to put on a leverage trade without being marked to market. So on Bitcoin, for example, if you put on a 5x leverage trade, even a 5x leverage trade, right, you're still being marked to market, and that every single second of the day when the price updates, if Bitcoin dumps by 20%, right, you have one or two options. You either put more margin into your account, immediately before the price hits 20%, or you get liquidated, right? So 5x leverage, Bitcoin dumps by 20%, you're liquidated, okay, because you're marked to market every single second. Now real estate, on the other hand, you're not marked to market every single second. Real estate, you could take a 5x leverage, right, and real estate could dump down by 20%, but as long as you pay your mortgage payments every single month, you're fine, right? You get to sit through those massive downs, and you probably won't even care as long as you're happy with your life, your job, etc., right? Your essentially your mortgage is like you putting in more margin into your account every single month by default, regardless of whether the price goes down or not. That's what a mortgage payment essentially is. Okay, so that's a big advantage for real estate. You're not marked to market. You get to take leverage, and you're essentially shorting the dollar. You're putting a short against the Canadian dollar, the US dollar, and that's the thing, right? When you're buying Bitcoin, you're shorting the dollar too, especially when you're buying Bitcoin leverage. So real estate too, you get to short the dollar, you get to put it into an asset that is where you're not being marked to market. And now the problem though is that people need to put in a down payment, right? 20% down is the norm. So if you're putting in, even let's say on a $500,000 home, which you don't find anymore in Canada, right? In Canada, $500,000 homes don't exist anymore. It's not a thing. Like you'll be hard pressed to get a condo for $500,000. So let's say it's $500,000, or let's say this was even 2 years ago, right? 2 years ago, maybe actually a year ago, you could probably get a freaking entire detached home for around $500,000. That's how much things has changed. So $500,000, you put a down, you're asked to put a down payment, 20%. Well, that's $100,000, right? You need to put in $100,000 down payment. Now, this is where we may get a bit more controversial again, but bear with me. Okay, it's how things are. Life freaking sucks. But you're asked to put a $100,000 down payment, and now Canada, America, the land of dreams, right? The land of opportunity, etc. You work hard, you'll be able to take advantage of all of these things. All of the dreams and opportunities can be yours, which is true, by the way. It is really true. There's way more opportunity than other countries, but now there are new countries that are, or rather emerging countries, that have massive opportunity as well, especially with the new tools that we have in our world. So keep that in mind. But you are now required to put $100,000 to be able to just enter a market that you need to enter. You need to enter B in order to protect your wealth. Okay, you can't go into equities because they're doing jack shit. Real estate's your only option. You got to put in $100,000. Okay. So what? So you have one of two options. You work hard after university, okay, and you save all of that money and you get that down payment. So that's option one. But now here's a problem with option one. So you have to work hard and save that money. But most students who come out of university, I don't say most, okay, I don't know the stats on this. I should go look it up. You are in debt, right? So average debt, I think average student debt is around, I believe, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. I don't know. I worked throughout my university career. I worked every summer. I worked in between too, so I was able to pay off. And then I got a really high paying job really fast. And like an idiot, I paid off my student loan immediately. I shouldn't have, but I paid off my student loan. So I have friends who are like still in debt, even 5 years out of university, and not because they didn't want to pay it, because they couldn't, right? So let's say average debt is 60K. So you're in the negative 60K. And now you're asked to put $100,000 down payment. So you essentially need to come up with $160,000 if you intend of being able to pay off your debt, right? As well, your student debt as well. So let's say you can even come up with 100K and you leave you ask yourself you leave your student debt for later. So now you have to come up with $100,000. So you essentially need to save, let's say, $20,000 over the next 5 years. If you are, so Gina says she didn't go to uni. That's smart. Good for you. So you didn't go to uni. You remind me of my friend Nikhil, who didn't go to uni and did really well because he didn't go to uni. But where was going? Okay, so you can save $20,000 over the next 5 years. So 20K per month, per year, or you can of course speed up the process by increasing your savings. But the issue is, to increase your savings, you have to do it through one of two ways, right? You either earn more or you spend less, right? Those are the two ways you can increase your savings. But wages in Canada suck. Wages in Canada are horrendous. They're nowhere close to the wages in the States, right? There's nowhere close. You could get for the same job, get paid way more by just going across the border, which is why Canada's seen so much brain drain, right? None of my smart friends stayed in Canada. Does not keep any of its smart folk. Vitalik, by the way, the founder of Ethereum, is from freaking Toronto. He's from Waterloo. He didn't stay. Canada decided to lose Vitalik. Just keep that in mind, okay? Just keep that in mind. They're like, nope, we don't care. It's F it. Who cares? Losing some of the smartest minds in the world, losing them to other countries, right? Chamath is from Canada. He's not there anymore, right? Like, people don't stay in Canada, man. But the list goes on. But either way, you can't earn enough. But then at the same time, you try to spend less. You can't spend less because rent prices are going up and up and up. As mortgage prices, as housing prices keep going up, rents keep going up. So you can't earn higher amounts. You can't save higher amounts, right? So by the time you even try, and also there's another third factor that's going to screw you over. By the time you try to save $100,000 for your down payment, right? Your down payment has now increased to $200,000 because housing has doubled in price. It's so painful, man, for all of them. I mean, I don't care anymore. I didn't care at the time either. And okay, the only way, in my opinion, so the reason I don't care is because while everyone else was saving everything that they had in Canadian dollars, what did we do as a community? We had Bitcoin, right? So Bitcoin completely outpaced everything. So it's all trivial to Bitcoiners, of course, but there are people out there who are thinking, holy shit, I need a solution to this. And that's when they find Bitcoin as well. And that's why this market is just getting started. It's just early, so early. Market's so early, man. Does this make sense to you guys? Any questions on anything I said? I know we went off on a tangent over there, but High school wouldn't let you finish high school unless you got accepted into college or what? And Quebec taxes you on taxes? What's going on, man? Oh, Jesus. Ooh, Bitcoin may see some bouncy action over here. Let's see if we can reclaim this horizontal here. So Bitcoin reclaims this level. That's going to be a good sign at around 57,528.
Sometimes you just gotta run and look behind you and say, everybody who wants to run, but I can't stop running because you're not running with me. Listen to me, hear me. You can't stop chasing your dream just because somebody in your life won't chase it with you. You can't stop believing in yourself just because somebody in your life won't believe in you. You can't stop chasing the dreams of your life.
Next, let's solve world hunger. We'll do it one step at a time. Bitcoin could do it too. Bitcoin could do that too. Mock knows the way. And you can just leave the country before they do, you know. They'll be bamboozled. Yeah, governments are so so Gina Bobina says off-grid style. The thing is, governments are so their hands are so full right now with it's so costly for them to chase the low-hanging fruit, right? Really costly for them. The amount of money they're going to have to spend just to chase you across the world for a few and if your profits are all in crypto, it's going to cost them even more to even track that, right? How do they actually, they're relying on people being good Samaritans and actually good citizens, good citizens, and actually reporting their crypto gains, etc., etc. Either that or they'll have to spend a lot more on investigating people's unreported gains. Not that I am endorsing any kind of tax fraud, by the way, guys. I'm not a tax lawyer. I know nothing. Financial disclaimer, etc., etc., etc. I'm a complete idiot when it comes to taxation, especially without representation. Krisha says, predatory taxations, I tell you. Currently reading a book on the history of taxation. Yeah, so that's an amazing book on history of taxation, and every chapter makes me angrier. It started off as something noble and quickly turned into a scam. Indeed, that's how it always unfolds. So you guys should read my my article on Bitcoin gives you wings. If you guys haven't read that article, I highly recommend you guys read that article. Could someone please link it in the chat? Mock says, in before mangoes are going to get interpoled at the airport. In before this channel gets taken down because of this video. Jesus Christ. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just hodl. Just don't ever sell your Bitcoin. Serve, correct? You can borrow against it. You can borrow against your crypto. But you gotta do it smart though. Just don't hodl all the way down to 90%. Put in the right bets. Put in the right. Use the right financial instruments at your disposal to be able to protect yourself. Sean, did you struggle to keep your trading journal updated when you were starting out? Any wise words for a couple of us seedlings? Is journaling something you actually that you think is crucially important? Oh man, that is such a good question, AJ, because I intended on actually talking about just this. Journaling is extremely important. It is everything. It is everything. I don't journal as much anymore, and I should. Each time I so what I'm struggling with right now is journaling my exits, right? Like, because I've become so good at taking losses, I'm become such a champion that I don't even, I'm like no big deal, and I don't journal my exits, right? And when I do want to go and reference them in the past, I'm like, damn, I don't have that data anymore, right? I don't have that information, and that's important information, man. Like, journaling is very important. Like, you don't start any trade without the journal. You can't not. The risk. By the way, AJ. Now you're seeing why the risk management tool sheet is so simple, and also acts as a journal, because I wanted to reduce that barrier to me having to do twice the work. So for me to put on a trade, I have to fill the risk management sheet, right? I have to fill it. So I can't put on a trade without filling it. But that's also causing me to fill up my journal, right? Because I just keep creating more and more tabs, right? Yes, it's not fancy, like all the other stuff people use, but it forces me to keep a journal. A simple journal, yes, but a journal nonetheless. Like, I journal all my habits too. For example, let's say like, and I made Ollie do this too. For example, let's say I have 5 things or 4 things or 3 things, you can keep it down to 3, that you want to do every single day, no matter what. Okay, so item A that you want to do every single day, item B that you want to do every single day, and item C. Okay, now I'll put this on Excel, and all I'll do, my only job is to make sure that at the end of the month I just see X's everywhere. Now sometimes I'm going to miss something and I'll have an O or just a blank spot. This is my journal for building really good habits, right? So like, it could be something like read, gym, do a live stream. This is an example, right? And then after like a quarter or 3 months or 4 months, I look back at it, I'm like, okay, how well did I do? Just something else. Keep it simple, guys. If it's a hurdle, right, keep it really simple. Like around 5 years ago, maybe a little bit more, I'm not sure, I did a video on this, by the way, how to read every day, how to read a book a week, right? Because I got into a really bad habit of not reading anymore. University essentially caused me to stop reading as much as I used to prior to university, and I wanted to get back into the habit. So I reduced the hurdle for me to read through multiple ways. I put a book in the fridge, so that way when I open the fridge in the morning, I see a book there. I'm like, damn, I gotta read at the beginning of the day. I kept a Kindle in my washroom, so when I go and take a dump, I have a Kindle that reminds me, damn, Sean, you said you're gonna start reading. And doing those stupid things changed my life. Does writing a strat and validation entry count as journal, or do you write a nice paragraph about your emotions during the trade or something? No. Kusha writes like a nice paragraph. You don't need to do. Okay, this is what a journal needs to do. A journal needs to act as a reference for you and only you as a person, right? It's not there for, maybe you want to write a journal for your kids, so in that case you got to think about how they'll interpret your writing. But for me, it's like, I need to be able to put in enough information over there, right? So that I can reference it and know everything I need to know. So if I want to know that, okay, I felt really sad after the trade, you could just do this, right? If you want to, depending on how much information you want to garner later, just put a sad smiley, and then you can write what made you sad, right? So I have this, by the way, for my habits. I have notes, right? And I write down what went wrong that day. Like, why didn't I achieve what I wanted, right? I could say, like, you know, something, Krisha was being rude to me and I was feeling really down. I couldn't work because Krisha was being rude to me. Oh my god, she's gonna be so mad at me. But yeah, just something like that. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the dashboard. There are a couple of things that I wanted to run by you guys. Okay, so we're looking over here at the daily time frame on the dashboard. Okay, and you guys can see that everything is green, right? Looks long, looks good. A couple of reds over here, so clearly the market is bullish. But is it? Is the big question. If you do go ahead and click on the filter over here, that will show you only your Bitcoin pairings, right? Suddenly things don't look as good. In fact, things look pretty grim. It's just red, gray for neutral, and a couple of greens here and there that we'll go ahead and take a look at really soon. But for the most part, what this is telling you is that Bitcoin is outperforming all coins. So all coins rather are actually not looking so good against their Bitcoin pairings, right? So if you're trading according to risk, it might be a better, or rather, if your goal is to collect Bitcoin, you might want to be on the more cautious side when you're trading your altcoins. Okay, now that's not to say that there aren't opportunities in the altcoin market. In fact, if you go ahead and filter out only the long filter out only the long coins, you're going to see that there are some coins that are looking good. Not many. Keep in mind that there are around 141 coins over here against Bitcoin. Okay, Bitcoin pairing coins, and only 40 of them are long. Only 8 of them. Only 8 of them are long, and out of which I don't count QKC as one of them, because this one is just, I believe, chopping people out. But FTM is on here. WBDC is on here, so this one doesn't count either. So there's like more like only 6 on here that actually matter. Secret is actually one of the better ones, because also long, by the way, on the bullish Ichimoku setup, right? So if you can go ahead and filter that out, you're going to see that this is the only coin that's long in the bullish Ichimoku setup. So STX is here, QKC again, and Wabi. Interesting. So not many of them. Okay. However, if you go ahead and look at the 12-hour, 4-hour, let's look at this out of the 4-hour time frame. Okay, look at the 4-hour time frame. This list increases drastically. Okay, drastically. There's 40 of them now, almost 5 times the number. Okay, now we can go ahead and look at the 12-hour time frame, and there are 18 times the number. So this is essentially suggesting to us that all coins might be looking to have a turnaround. Okay, the 4 and the 12-hour, the trends are switching around. Okay, they're turning long on the lower time frames, but the daily isn't there yet. So we want to see the daily actually get to that point. Okay, so the daily, we have only 8 coins so far that are actually long, and these are ones that were showing strength even while Bitcoin was moving. So we'll definitely want to keep these ones in mind. So 1 is definitely one of them. We can go ahead and look at the chart. FTM is definitely another one of them. Has pulled back today. Oh no, wait, actually you're down 12%. So it's actually had a bigger pullback than since the call was actually made. So we can go ahead and look at what's going on in FTM against Bitcoin. You look at the USD pairing as well for both of these. And yeah, there's something else I wanted to show you, Mark. I was looking at the intersection between what's being called long and, or rather the Ichimoku bull calls and the hot list. And auto actually showed up over here. It's not showing up over here anymore, but showed up here very briefly at the very least, just before the stream. And oh, there it is. Was it on the 4-hour time frame? I'm pretty certain it was on the daily as well. But yeah, might be something to keep an eye on. Shows like, guys, there's a bug on top of the like button. Help me kill it by smashing it. Love it. Hit the likes, guys, hit the subscribe, and make sure you hit the bell notification icon if you want to be notified when we do our next stream. Can you say something? Philippe says, can you say something about different, can you say something about the sometimes enormous differences between exchanges charts? Because if I look at the 4-day at Bitstamp, you see a wick all the way up to really 80,000. There was a wick down to the downside too. Let's go ahead and take a look at that, man. Where do you see that? Philippe, I don't see it. Okay, but let me answer your question regardless, right? Because for example, I know this wick over here at all the way down to like 50,000, it happened only on Bitstamp, right? And Philippe, this sits well with the institutional order flow module as well in the C program. So it's a good question. It's a good question. You need to understand that stop losses, right? Stop losses and even stop triggers, okay, to the upside and towards the downside. So you can use stops to get out of positions, you can use stops to enter position, right? You can essentially say that, hey, I want to stop being not long, right? And as soon as that price triggers, I want to start being long again. So I want to stop not being long. So it's a double negative. So keep that in mind. But people, because that information is actually available to people who are willing to buy that information, because exchanges are willing to sell that information to give priority to big funds who are willing to add liquidity onto the order books, right? They're like, hey, you use our APIs and you trade on our order books, make sure that you have liquidity on our order books, and we'll give you so and so privileges. And some of those privileges, I know they may sound underhanded, but crypto's completely unregulated. Okay, some of those privileges are essentially, hey, we'll show you where most people are putting their stop losses, where most people are putting their stop triggers. Okay, so if I know that there's a bunch of stops over here, a huge liquidity pool over here, okay, and I want to be able to so these people are put in stops saying the stops essentially say sell your position, okay, not enter your position, sell your position if price comes down there, okay. And I'm bullish on Bitcoin, okay. I want to accumulate a position, but I want to accumulate a position at a lower price. So I look at all the information available to me and I see one of two things, or rather I see two things. I see one, the order books are pretty thin, okay, on a particular exchange. The order books are thin, in that maybe there's let's say only 100 BTC between X price and Y price. Okay, 100 BTC between X price and Y price. So I noticed that, and then I noticed that at around Y price there's a lot of stops, where people are willing to sell Bitcoin to me. Okay, now maybe that's 500 BTC. Okay, I don't know, maybe it's way more than that. I don't know, I'm just throwing numbers out there. Maybe 1,500 BTC, whatever. I'm just, again, these is numbers thrown out there. But if I notice that both of these instances are taking place, what I can essentially say is, hey, you know what, it is cheaper for me to sell into the order book, dump the price down, trigger all of these stops, and make sure that they sell into me, right? Where I buy all of these, I buy a huge portion of this Bitcoin, or maybe all of that Bitcoin, and then some, even more, because I come out ahead. It's cheaper for me to dump the price down there, liquidate all of them, get all the BTC at this price, at this cheaper price over here, than to buy over here. So if it is cheaper for me to sell and cause the dump and then buy over here before price goes up, I'd rather do that, right? So that's why sometimes you see prices dump down there, tap into all of that liquidity, and price goes up again. Low liquidity order books, along with information being given out as to where the stops are, cause this kind of price movement on only particular exchanges. But again, keep in mind, this is a very specific example I've given you, right? This is not the only way that this could happen. But now, Philippe, you're smart enough to extrapolate from this information and come up with other scenarios as well that could play out. Samuel is like, Bango's back, bull run confirmed. Oh, the charts in the bottom left. Oops, my bad. I hope you guys caught that. Sherwin says Mango never went away. Yep, we were actually doing daily analysis throughout the bear market. In fact, it was a lot more intense back then. Now, the bull market is when we're pretty much enjoying the streams. Don't need to do much during a bull market. Higher BitBoy. Who's that? Mark is like, Philippe, that's your own vertical line you've drawn. Oh man, it's funny because it's likely true. I've done that to myself so many times. It ended up being true. Oh my god. Oh, that's funny. Oh, Philippe, you're the best, man. You're the best. Was a joke, lol. Oh, okay. I'm not too familiar with the other YouTubers, if that's who you were mentioning, or Twitter people. But no, I do want to start getting to know the other YouTubers, etc. I feel like we should do like some collaborations. But I want to do collaborations with, like, I want to get Lynn Alden on here. I want to get Dan Held. I want to get Robert Breedlove on here. I want to get people that you know, they're not YouTubers though, so. How's it going, Siege Wolf? Siege Wolf. Gina, if you're in Montreal, isn't it like 3 a.m. over there? 4 a.m.? Either you're awake real early or you're up way too late. But hey, you're chilling with Mango and that's all that matters. Let's see how Bitcoin closes the next 1 hour candle, but we'll get back to it in 11 minutes. 648, eh? So, Mark, you're saying this is dynamic too? Falling channel with rounded bottom. Tenkin as well. This is likely gonna bounce here. Dynamic catching it, Tenkin not so much. Yeah, so you saw a falling channel onto the dynamic. And you guys know this now. We've been talking about the setup now. This is, if there's one thing you guys should have learned from this entire bear market while watching Mango, was this key setup. Dixie with the Ichimoku, says AJ. Yeah, let's go take a look at it, man. But let me go ahead and draw a measured move for this. This breaks to the upside. I'd say 2 targets. Somewhere around here. Let's see how this plays out. Dixie, let's do it. What time frame, AJ? Where's my Dixie? What's going on? Am I just missing it? Tenkin. Think it's gonna hold? Bullish TK across above the cloud. I just don't see the dollar strengthening over here. Let me think about this. Give me a second. I didn't know. Let's look at the hard time. Yeah, it's like weekly 200 moving average. You have bullish TK crossover, it's underneath the cloud. Yeah, showing strength on the daily. I agree. But if it breaks this neckline over here at 93, likely gonna come down. No, you don't want to use Euro USD as your sole gauge to judge dollar strength, because the euro could be weakening or vice versa. You want to be checking against a basket of currencies. Like, I think we should just keep it really simple. Trying to actually guess what the dollar is going to do is going to be so difficult. Essentially, if we start seeing 95 break, keep it very simple. We start seeing 95 break towards the upside, we know something's different, and then we can kind of get on guard. Because until then, like, you're literally playing with a globally acknowledged manipulation strategy right now, right? The playbook is out there. Playbook is really just out there, where we know that we're going to have stimulus through one way or the other. Fiscal stimulus is likely going to be the play for the next decade to come, but that stimulus is going to come from money printing, and the money printing is going to come from a weaker dollar, and America just can't allow for a strong dollar, right? The world cannot allow for a strong dollar right now. There's too much dollar denominated debt. It's going to happen, and there's going to be a massive squeeze, but it's not going to last very long, and again, it's going to dump back down. But when it does come, we have to be prepared, and the first big sign, I think, could be over here. It's not going to be the sign. The first big sign could be when we do break this level here. I'm just hoping, or rather, I'm theorizing. We don't want to hope on anything. I'm hoping for a downtrend towards the bottom of the range now. This is what we're looking for. Dixie, 1 week broke into the cloud, yeah. It did break into the cloud, so this indicating a possible edge-to-edge move. We also have the bullish TK cross. If I have to be fair, like, as long as you're holding the bottom of the cloud over here at 93, there's a chance this could bull flag over here and break out to the top of the cloud at 96. So there's a neckline here too, right? Ooh, Mork is tempting me with some DBD. What time? Like, maybe an hour after the stream? Are you at home today? Yeah, double bottom too. Gina knows. You guys are clearly bullish on the dollar here. It'd be nice to have some of the macro peeps in here, says Kusha. Yep. Let's make 2021 all macro. Could you take a look at SafePal, please? SFE. Swing failure pattern, or is that the ticker? Is that the ticker? SafePal, please advise on whether it is okay to sell or hold longer before rebuying later. Oh man, I have a bad feeling about this one. Oh Jesus, I mean, it's just pumping. What the hell just happened? It happened today. This is it's on Binance. So I don't know, man. There's not much TA to be. There's no TA here, man. It's just pumped. This is a down, boom. This is crypto at its finest. Okay, so essentially I can tell you this. It's telling you not to play it on lower time frames because it did find support at a key weekly level, right? So that's a good sign. The weekly is closing in 3 days. You've identified the range now, right over here at around at 1,900 Satoshi and 6,000 Satoshi. That's crazy. And I'd mark out this level right here. You can see that it bounced off. So what we're doing here, guys, is marking out this and this, right? So as long as it closes above that neckline, did meet its measure move already? Yeah, it did. I'll be marking out this level. Let's see how it played against the daily. Starts closing 4-hour candles about this. Maybe it shoots up a bit further to the top of the range. Maybe may have one last hurrah. But there's no liquidity on this, man. Look at the volume. I wouldn't buy here if that's what you're asking. If you're still holding, I mean, this is resistance. That's what I can tell you. You want to be a seller at resistance at the very least. When you see a move like this, what was this? Market gives you something like this. It gives you, okay, if it gives you 180% in a single day, like 200% in a single day, you may want to not get too greedy, but no one's forcing you to sell the whole bag, right? No one's forcing you to. You can sell 10% and feel better about yourself. You can sell 5%. You could sell 20%. You could sell 30%. Only you can decide. And if it keeps going, you'll have a bag to enjoy. If it starts breaking down underneath 4,000 Satoshi, this is likely going to come down further. Let's see what. Yeah, I'd say if it breaks 4,000 Satoshi, it's coming down to 3,500 Satoshi. Gina says MBL. Let's go ahead and take a look at MBL. There's no Bitcoin pairing. This isn't a bad chart. Still gotta wait for it to break this key level here though. Reclaim the Tenkin too, so that's an early start. C-span trade probably to 2 cents. Green cloud now. Bullish TK cross, but not clear enough. Again, I'll count this as a bearish TK cross as long as we're living underneath the Kijun and the Tenkin. Yeah. But yeah, we break this neckline over here, start closing daily candles above this neckline over here at around 0.12 cents. It's a nice move actually. I would say actually gets to the top of the cloud here. Yeah. Krisha says, Philippe, I believe the confirmation is in, to be honest. The weekly is looking good for now. What chart are we looking at, Krisha? EWT, says Paul. Let's do it. Kraken, it's on Kraken. Interesting. How long it's been on Kraken? This is energy web token, eh? Paul, are these guys solving any of the energy crisis problems? I'm genuinely asking. Is that why you're interested in this coin? Broke out of this downtrend, unless I'm drawing it with a bias. No, Tenkin reclaimed as well. C-span trade at the very least. This is against Bitcoin too, so reclaim the 21 EMA too. I like this.
Your poison, you can follow me. You can run and hide, but you can never find a way. Like a crystal ball, I see everything. Got me on your mind, but mind your own, you never change. Inside it with you, inside it with you, inside it with you, but you don't follow through. Inside it with you, inside it with you, inside it with you, but you don't follow through. I've been through all the highs and lows and lows.
It could grind like this and then make its way up there. Let's look at the USD pairing. There's no USD pairing. Just KuCoin.
We make choices, gamble on a
It's ranging.
heard the stakes are high, but still you bet on everything. All those voices tell you anything. Baby, you gon' hurt yourself if you keep listening. Inside it with you, inside it with you, inside it with you, but you don't follow through. Inside it with you, inside it with you, inside it with you.
Clouds turn green, but I'd play this on the Bitcoin pairing. It seems to actually be doing something over there on the Bitcoin pairing. Some volume coming in over here.
And I've seen it all from time ago. Was hoping by now that you would know.
Okay, that's good. It retested perfectly.
See yourself out,
Okay. That's interesting. Might make its way up to $15. There's resistance here too, though. Alright, back to Bitcoin. Let's go, Bitcoin. You can do it. Oh, close candle. I missed it. How to close. Ooh. Bitcoin did it, guys. While we were freaking looking at all coins. Alright, good job, Bitcoin. Well done. 4 candle close next, guys. Was this just a trap? Oh, that'd be painful. People gonna get so pissed. So I just don't play the lower time frames, guys. You can watch it, have fun with it, but don't play it. Yeah, if it closes here, it's gonna be because this is what it's gonna look like. It's gonna look like everyone playing the lower time frames. The low we took out the low, and we closed like 3 candles underneath. 1, 2, 3. And then just reclaim the level right after. This looks very trappy. But the 12-hour needs to close, you're right. Let's see how it closes. If it closes above here, about 58, 57.8, it's gonna look good. Slotback says, can you look at AMP? It's forming a bottom. Yeah, we can take a look at AMP very soon. I'm going to take a look at Bitcoin for a little bit before we switch on over to alts again. Ajay says, thanks to all the seedlings, I've been learning so much. I'm now happy that I'm following my strategy and plan rather than profit loss. I've noticed a massive change in my trading. That is, oh man, good stuff, Ajay. Good freaking stuff. Yeah, do not trade outcomes. Do not trade outcomes. Trade your strategy, right? If you start focusing on your performance being determined by whether each single trade is a profit or loss, you're destined for failure. You're destined for failure if you just keep following the same strategy over and over and over and over and over again, right? Just keep doing it. That's how you know you're a good trader. That's how you know you're going to end up being consistent, because your strategy is guiding the way. Don't trade outcomes. Gina says, all right, a mango makeup time, a morning makeup time. Have an awesome day. Right back at you, Gina. Mock says, and thank you for joining joining us today for the live stream. I'm just a bit tired too myself right now, so I do apologize. I should be wrapping up the stream myself. Mock says, by the way, Mango, you should check out my PM. We had a nice conversation in the seed yesterday. I linked it to you. Oh, okay, yeah. I have a lot of PMs to catch up on. I do apologize. I had a really busy morning, which is why I wasn't able to be as active in the seed private chat either. So yeah, I'll check it out. AJ says, see ya, Gina. Thanks for joining in. Indeed, thank you for joining in, Gina. It was fun. It was great having a fellow Canadian in here. You missed Vishal though. Vishal is usually in here as well. Another fellow Canadian. Tune in for the next live stream, Gina. Probably day after tomorrow. I'm going to try to do one every 2 days. It's more sustainable that way for me. Alright, let's look at, so Alvaro says Solana. So we'll look at Solana, but I want to look at AMP, right? That's what you said, right? Sloth AMP. Look at that mock. The bulls are fighting that key level I mentioned just now. We'll come back to this though. So AMP USDT. Oof. AMP BTC. Oh, where are you trading this? On Bitfinex? You can't trade this, man. I mean, it could be forming a bottom, but how are you trading this? This is literally no liquidity. Maybe on Polnex. I mean, it's on weekly support, but if you're in it, it's a different story. But if you're looking to enter, okay, there's more. This could come down further, man. I mean, if Bitcoin keeps going up, the USD pairing over here is going to hold. But yeah, I don't like the look of this. Like, isn't AMP like what? I don't know. I'm not a big fan of the shot. Ajay says the dashboard has been killing it. Yes, it has been. I'm going to be using the dashboard so hardcore once I switch to being bullish on altcoins again. Hey Tan, thank you so much for joining in, man. See you next time, buddy. Thank you so much. On Gemini, interesting. Alright, so Solana, and then I think I'll be calling it, guys. I'm exhausted. Oh, this looks so big. This looks so bad. I mean, might be seeing some support over here on the lower time frames, but it could bounce just to put in a lower high against Bitcoin. But for now, I wouldn't trade this. Maybe on the USD pairing it's looking better, but don't like this. Not a fan against Bitcoin. Squeezing against USD, indeed. Again though, like, you want it to look like this against Bitcoin as well. So I guess you could trade this like an ascending triangle, right? So then you break above this neckline. This is likely going to make new highs. Take out 125 most likely. Yeah, 227. XCUR, let's look at it. What? Okay. Doesn't look too bad actually. Breaks above this neckline over here. Likely gonna see continuation all the way to this level over here. So breaks above 485, likely going to see 7.67. Needs to hold this key level here. Needs to hold the mid level at around this range here. So as long as the weekly holds around 347, may make its way up to the top of the range, but the big play is going to be above this range over at 480, 485. I'm likely going to make its way to 770. So this may turn into like some sort of huge Adam and Eve, by the way. Okay, this looks wrong. huge Adam and Eve, by the way. And this neckline. Good point. Good point. Yeah, I'd be looking towards $8 if it breaks that neckline. Mason asks for VeChain. Right? You asked for VeChain, right, Mason? Pretty sure you did. Doug says, hey Sean, I know you don't look into coin fundamentals as much. Is this to prevent bias when looking at charts or just time/interest? No, actually Mango Research did start off as purely fundamentals. But I quickly noticed and realized that I can make a lot more money by finding out what coins are fundamentally good by looking at the charts. If you learn how to read the charts, man, the charts will tell you. Okay, you need to understand the charts are a representation of all the market intelligence, everyone's minds and brains coming together and voting on what coins are fundamentally the best for at least that duration, right? They are voting on what they think. Everyone's brains put together doing research and people placing a vote, right? So you can, if you learn how to detect that kind of behavior, you'll be able to find charts that are fundamentally interesting by learning how to read the charts. And then you begin to realize that, wait a minute, it's a lot easier for me to learn how to read the charts and become adept at that, because it's also risk mitigating as opposed to fundamentals is not risk mitigating, right? It's really hard to know when you're fundamentally wrong. You could be in very, very deep losses by the time you realize you're wrong. But when you learn to read the charts, you can know you're wrong very objectively, easily, right? So yeah, it's a lot more time efficient, effective to find out what's fundamentally better through the charts, to answer your question. Bet USDT, says Mason. Let's go. This might be the last shot, guys. This looks good, man. A lot like Solana with squeezing though. It's against USD, right? I want to check the wet BTC chart. You guys are all biased against the Bitcoin pairing, which I don't think you guys should be. Ooh, this looks good. Nice pickup over here. Yeah, nice pickup. Bounce really, really. These are all old levels, by the way, that we are drawing out, that we traded on the way up to when we took this trade, right? We took a trade from somewhere around here, 75 sats, all the way to 250-ish. Of course, we didn't sell over there. We sold somewhere down here at once. I forget, 190, 170-ish. Forget. But either way, we never sell tops is what I'm trying to say. We never end up selling tops. Very rarely we get lucky and we sell the top, but it's never intentional. Bitcoin doing well, by the way, 58k. Mark, you're seeing it all play out, by the way. You're seeing it all play out. But jeez, VeChain looking good here, man. I gotta say, I like the look of the shot. I'm not gonna lie, not gonna lie. So yeah, now we can go look at the USD chart. Yeah, very similar to Solana, but I like this a little bit better because of the Bitcoin pairing, of its reaction. If it does break that neckline, likely going to make its way up here to around 26 cents, but we do have a breakdown point here at around 20 cents that we'll have to keep an eye on. This is the daily and it's in consolidation. You have to likely place on the weekly. Yeah, weekly is essentially marking out the neckline for you at 15 cents. You take off 15 cents, likely going to make its way to 26 cents. Wow, that did end up being a trap. That's so brutal. Let's see how we close this though. 37 minutes. Cheers, buddy. Sloth bag. Insignium says he's been waiting for this moment. Let's get EDC finally blowing up, eh? USDT. Doesn't look like it's blowing up. Am I looking at the right chart? It's squeezing, man. It's just consolidating. Try not to get caught in the low time frames, man. Yeah, breaks above this neckline here at 70, 76, likely going to make its way to 117. Right, we are kind of putting in a formation over here that could get interesting, like a W, if we do make our way to this range over here. So we break this neckline. You could hunt for a high low here, right? Because you have a low, high low potential, and then we come out and take out these candle closes here. You essentially have a high as well. But why would you trade this when it's likely looking like garbage on BTC? Yeah, there you go, garbage. Complete garbage. I'm no bias against ETC as fundamentals or whatever. Like Solana looks bad to me too, and I made a bunch of money on Solana. We trade things when they're looking good, not when they're looking like this. What do you mean? He said ETC. He literally said ETC. So confused. Chauvin says, what do you mean the BTC pairings have us biased? I think you guys are biased against the BTC pairings, and that you guys are not looking at the Bitcoin pairings and make yourselves feel better by looking at the USD pairings, while Bitcoin dominance is literally telling you guys need to be looking at the BTC pairings. Jesus, guys, there we go. What I tell you guys, it was a freaking trap. It was a trap. Jesus. Alright guys, I'll be wrapping up here now as we lead into this 12-hour candle close. I've done my job. If you guys haven't yet, hit the like, hit the subscribe, share with your friends, your family, teach them the Mango way. Remember what we do here. We help people learn how to make money from the markets without spending too much time staring at the charts all freaking day and missing out on what's important in life. Journey before destination. Yeah, I'm down to DBD, Mark. I'm down to DBD. Let's say around half an hour to 45 minutes. Half an hour after the stream. So you're at home, eh, today? Ethereum doing well too? Oof, nice. BTC is up 2%, so that's interesting. Bouncing off that key horizontal there. There we go. TA, man. Works every now and then. I see what you thought I said. Hey Michael, Cheers, buddy. Good to see that you stayed through the entire stream, eh? You were listening in the background? Yeah, so when alts dump, right, Mock, alts are just getting cheaper for you, right? Just people who use Bitcoin as collateral are happy no matter what the market's doing, because in a bear market, all coins are getting super cheap, and in a bull market, you're making Bitcoin, you're making massive USD with your Bitcoin. So people ask me, why are you always so happy? It's because of this. Life is always good when you hold BTC. Yay, we smashed it. Cheers, guys. I'm gonna go cuddle with Kusha now. Indeed, Ali, indeed. I'll see you guys in the next stream. Day after tomorrow. Cheers, Paul. Thank you, man. Thank you for watching. It was fun. Yeah, at point to 6,000, man. We did the cup and handle the other day. It's crazy. Somewhere on 6,600, I think. I'm not sure. But yeah. At BTC could get really interesting here. Cheers, Sam. Stan, you're still here. Doug is here too. Murali, Samson. Oh man, I love you guys. With that, my name is Sean Dexter, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Until then, do the mango way, do the easy way, do the stress-free way. Ciao.